Have you ever thought about directing a movie? Or maybe creating a wild animation, or just a slick-looking video, but doing it all without a camera, without a crew, without knowing the first thing about editing? Well, that future isn't some far-off sci-fi dream. It's here, right now. So let's just dive right into this incredible world of AI video, where a single sentence can literally become a cinematic scene.
Okay, just look at this. This little fluffy guy. The detail, the way he's exploring this enchanted forest. You'd think a team of animators spent weeks on this, right? Nope. This was generated by an AI from a single prompt. The prompt was 3D animation of a small, round, fluffy creature with big expressive eyes explores a vibrant, enchanted forest. That's it. So how on earth does a machine go from a handful of words to, well, this? To figure that out, we gotta pop the hood.
To really get a handle on AI video, we first have to understand the magic that's happening behind AI images. It's the same core technology, and it's this fascinating process where the AI learns how to create by, of all things, watching stuff get destroyed.
The big secret here is something called a diffusion model. Now I know that sounds super technical, but think of it this way. Imagine a sculptor who learns how to make a masterpiece not by carving it from a block of marble, but by watching a perfect statue slowly, step by step, dissolve into a pile of random dust. By seeing that process of decay thousands and thousands of times, they learn the absolute basic rules of what makes a statue, and that lets them do the impossible, reverse the process, and build that exact statue back up from nothing. That's exactly how these AI models learn.
And you can see that dissolving process right here. This is what's called the forward process. The AI gets fed a perfectly clear image, like this clover on the left. Then, step by step, a little bit of random digital noise gets added. It gets grainier, more distorted, until at the very end, it's just pure static. The original image is totally gone. The AI does this millions of times with pictures of everything you can imagine, learning how every single thing breaks down into chaos.
So it all boils down to this two-step process. First, you've got the noise addition we just saw. But the second step, denoising, this is where the magic happens. The AI is basically challenged to take a screen full of static and, using everything it just learned, run the process in reverse. It cleans up the noise, bit by bit, until a real image starts to form. And how does it know what to make? Well, that's where we come in. Our text prompt guides the chaos, telling the AI, hey, in all that static, I want you to find a fluffy creature, or maybe a Shiba Inu riding a bike.
Okay, so that's the science. Let's talk about how this all translates into actual tools that creators are using right now. Because we've gone from a really complex computer science idea to a practical toolkit that is just completely changing the game. It's turning hours of tedious editing into just minutes of pure creation.
And this quote from a user on Reddit, man, it just perfectly captures the old way of doing this, even just a little while ago. It was so clunky and manual. You'd have to generate a bunch of separate clips, download all the good ones, and then drag them all into a normal video editor and painstakingly stitch them together. I mean, it worked, but it was a total slog. But the tools we have today have completely changed that workflow. Instead of that manual stitching, you can just start with an idea, and the AI will literally generate a storyboard for you. You can pick an AI avatar to be your presenter, you can animate still images with just one click, and then boom, export the final video perfectly formatted for YouTube or TikTok. It's all one integrated process now.
And for a lot of people, I'm talking teachers, marketers, people in business, maybe the single most revolutionary feature is this one. The power to take a boring, static PowerPoint deck and instantly turn it into a dynamic, fully narrated video with an AI presenter. I mean, this is a huge leap forward for making content accessible.
And the process itself, it could not be any easier. You just upload your file, you pick an avatar and a voice that you like, you can even let the AI write the script for you based on your slides, and then you just hit export. In a few minutes, what was once a presentation is now a polished piece of video content ready to go.
So we know the tech is powerful, and the tools are getting super easy to use. But what's the actual impact? Are real creators out there seeing real results from this? Let's take a look at what the data from a recent survey of 89 YouTube creators has to say. This chart here breaks down what parts of the process YouTubers are actually using AI for. And you can see it's pretty clear. More than 3/4 of them are using AI for metadata, for scripts, and for visuals. It's become a standard part of the creator toolkit. But then, look at audio. It's the big outlier. Less than half of creators are using it. So why is that? Well, this table gives us the answer.
The hard data on performance tells a really clear story. When it comes to metadata and visuals, creators are having a massively positive experience. Almost 60% say AI helped boost their reach and their views. But for audio, the results are flipped on their head. More creators actually reported a negative experience than a positive one. And scripts? Well, they're pretty divided, almost a 50-50 toss-up.
So let's just put it all together. AI is a huge, huge help for the tasks that get your video seen in the first place. Writing great titles and tags. And it's fantastic for creating eye-catching visuals that grab people's attention. But when it comes to the voice, the data suggests that we, the audience, can still tell the difference. We still prefer a real human voice, even if it's not perfect, over a synthetic one that can sometimes sound a little robotic. For now at least, the human touch in audio is still king.
So if that's where things stand today, where is all of this headed? Well, we're already moving beyond simple tools for social media. The ultimate goal here is much, much bigger.
This quote from the CTO of Runway, one of the top AI video companies, it really says it all. The goal isn't just to make better 10-second clips. The North Star is to build systems that can help create an entire 2-hour-long feature film. Not from a single prompt, probably, but by giving a director an incredible new set of tools to build a movie scene by scene.
And to get to that Hollywood dream, you've got to bridge these two worlds. On the left, you've got the amazing creative stuff we want to see. And on the right, you've got the unbelievably complex engine that actually makes it happen. That engine, the latent diffusion model, is so important because it works with much smaller, compressed data instead of huge image files. That makes it way more efficient, which is absolutely critical if you want to scale up from a single image to a full movie. But to get to that 2-hour film, there are still some major hurdles to clear. A big one is temporal consistency, making sure a character's shirt doesn't magically change color from one shot to the next. The quality needs to get to true cinema-level fidelity. And the control needs to be way more specific, letting a director call out camera angles and lighting. And the big one, ultimately, is the AI needs to understand narrative to help build a whole story, not just a pretty picture.
All of this progress brings us to this one final, fascinating question about the future of creativity itself. As these AI models get more and more powerful, are they just going to be an incredible new tool in the hands of human creators? Or could they actually evolve to become storytellers in their own right? That's the question that's going to define the next chapter of this incredible revolution.